The more I work on healing my father's lineage and my father's people, the more it heals the inner masculine within me. It's been an incredible journey of watching that unfold. And my whole intention of really going into the ancestral work is this is like a deep, innate um, part of who I am is to do ancestral work. It's been a part of my people. It's been a part of who I am for a long time and for many lifetimes and many generations. However, what has become clear to me is that as the more I do this energy work and I go into the spiritual work that I do, that when I connect with my people, the more it empowers, it like amplifies my intuition and it changes my relationship with my own family and how I connect with people. So when I go into working like my father's people, a lot of what I can discover is deeper levels of compassion I have for how people have had to show up in their lives or the choices they've made because that is who they were and what they could do at the time. They did the best they could at the time that they could. And it really unravels a lot of just like let's say the human psyche and the choices we've had to make and the traumas we carry and how they really can dominate our world, and dominate who we are and control the choices we make because we make those choices not what I noticed with my ancestry, especially with the masculine side of my lineage is that choices were not made as much from, let's say, a heart-centered, soul-connected way. It was more out of like, let's say, fear or a reflection of the time and that sort of thing. Right. So when I really go into my father's lineage, it what I have noticed is my ability to love and connect with my own father, who I love and adore, which has not always been the case for me in terms of of course, I've always loved him. But there's been trauma, there's been things, there's been a whole lifetime of stuff. But when I've gone into my father's ancestry work and really kind of cleaned it up, and I'm talking energetic ancestry work. This is on a soul level, tuning in, tapping into your people. And when you do that, a lot of times your people come forward and they lead you in a path and a direction to see what they want to get cleared and healed within the lineage, whether within their experience, their lifetime of living, or how the choices they've made gets passed down from generation to generation. And so when I've gone into this, what has been revealed is more and more of how my father has had to live based on how his people have made choices and how they've lived and how he did an incredible job doing the best he could with what he knew and how he could show up. That within me not only has healed how I view my father and how much love I have for him and how much I actually really respect him and listen to him and want to connect with him. Ooh, this is very emotional. And I can just meet him where he's at. And he sees me now differently. I see him and I value him as the gift he has brought to me, and I see him now as my elder, right? And so I see him as my ancestors have lost due to the westernized world, have lost that connection with the traditional ways of honoring your people, right? So our elders would be our guides. They would be our teachers. We would we would honor them, just like our ancestors have done in the past. And so what this has done is created that relationship of love and respect and honor of my elders, honor of my father, and the wisdom he brings forward for me, for my family, for my children, for the future generations to come, because there's wisdom in there, because he is my elder. He is my people, passing down the gifts of my lineage, of my ancestry. So I can now see him in this beautiful, loving light, with holding compassion for him. And because of that, what that has brought forward for me is now a more healing relationship, even with my own husband, because it's been healing the masculine, inner masculine within me, the trauma from the masculine within me that I've carried for many, many, many generations and many, many lifetimes. It is clearing all of that. So I then show up differently, with a different level of compassion, even in my relationship with my husband, with other men, and even with how I interact with my children and other people. And I have now shifted into seeing people more for who they are rather than how they react. I can hold a different level of compassion, a different level of connection and understanding. And I'm noticing even more how much I can allow things to just like fall away. Like, oh, she didn't say that. No, she didn't do that. Like, I don't get wrapped up in all of everyone's emotions and everyone's drama and all that stuff. I can then hold that space of they're just in it, and I can hold that space of compassion, because again, I've been working this father lineage piece of really healing and bringing compassion back into my life. So this father clearing work, connecting with the father, helps heal the inner masculine in you. It helps to bring deeper levels of love and compassion forward, so you can live a life of more grace and centeredness and truth. It's cleared out and brought more truths, levels of truth, deeper understanding of accessing who I am, because I can come from a grounded place and I can see the truth inside me more. There's so many benefits of working and healing your father's lineage, and you'll be surprised how much you discover.